Silicon Valley Future Forum.
Good morning. All right, that's better. So I'm glad to be here, really share with you what is exciting, especially on AI. AI is hot. Everyone likes AI, right? Do you know why you like AI? Because artificial intelligence is so cool? No. Because the opposite of artificial intelligence is natural stupidity. Right? If you don't like AI, you will love natural stupidity. So that's the small joke. So for today's talk, I will really share with you some of the very exciting things and Microsoft and the industry as a whole. Before I actually start, I want to share with you a small video. I don't know if I can click this and play that. So you need to really look at the history of human evolution over the last few hundred years. So those are the real companies, Fortune 500 companies that are benefiting from AI. They are concrete examples. So that video is exciting. I watched this multiple times. Really, that it tells the story, of the human industrial revolution, technology revolution. AI is coming. That will amplify and change almost everything. So why is that possible? If you look at the world we have today, we have many, many devices. Almost everyone here has a mobile device with you, right? And we have a powerful cloud that is going to connect everything together. Because of the data, computing, and AI, the algorithm, the technology, deep learning, we're really changing everything, made a lot of things almost impossible possible today. So let me just share with you some of the examples. On the ImageNet, there was a major breakthrough, because of the deep learning. The ResNet is one of the most powerful tools that has been used to recognize image. And it's so deep, we cannot even actually put everything here on the PowerPoint here. There are over 150 layers of basic deep neural nets that can be used to recognize image in a more powerful way, better than you and me. And so this just very much reminded me of early research when I was in the Carnegie Mellon. And actually, I got a copy of the paper here. And at that time, in 91, we just didn't have enough computing. We didn't go deep enough. So if you are an investor, absolutely make sure you bet on your people and go extreme deep, take the risk. This was a paper we published in 91. We also had the highway bypass, as you can see. But if you stack all of them together, that will be very similar to the ResNet today. So I regret I didn't take enough risks at that time. But another example is really in the speech recognition community. It has been amazing to see what kind of progress people are making. If you look over the last 20 years, there's a steady progress in driving the error rate down and down and down. So one of the most difficult one was the switchboard. This is the task that we are transcribing conversational speech of two people naturally talking over the phone. You can argue with your wife. You can, discuss whatever you want over the phone. Computer is trying to transcribe that conversation naturally. And we are doing better than humans today. Last year, Microsoft, for the first time, historically reached the milestone of reaching human parity on the switchboard task. This is an open task that is used by the whole research community in the last 20 years. So because of that result, The Economist had a cover story, and that really just is an amazing story that summarized the last 40 years on the speech and language community, what kind of major milestone, and the whole community delivered. So as you can see, IBM started working on translation way before I was born. And Bell Lab was the pioneer, and also before I was born. And Google, Apple, Microsoft are the three leaders. You can see Siri is on iPhone, and Google Translation really just launched at the same time as Microsoft. But people just didn't actually mention Microsoft, unfortunately, in the story. Of course, Microsoft, for the first time, on speech recognition, reached human parity in transcribing conversational speech. So this is exciting. Why? Because language, speech, is something you and I have. This enabled us to be different from other animals on the planet. That's why we are the rulers. Because of the language, through communication, we can organize ourselves more effectively, better than monkeys. Monkeys can describe using the sign language of what is going on. Hey, there's a lion coming. If you can see the line, the monkey can organize themselves the wrong way, maybe too late. But the humans, like you and me, we can describe a line is 5 miles away, and you can prepare yourself much more effectively. This is why we are the master of this planet. So the fact that machines today can transcribe human language as well as you and me is a historical milestone. Of course, humans do much better than understanding in comparison to machines. So that's still a long way off as far as AI is concerned. But the fact that on the perception level, we can do better than humans in transcribing conversational speech is just amazing. So I will probably bypass all those details quickly, and because on the switchboard, this is really the summary of all the papers that I have published over the last 10 or 20 years. Just a few years ago, this field, I think it's just moving fast, very aggressively. So 3 people, Professor Rajiv Reddy and Carnegie Mellon, Jim Baker, who was Rajiv Reddy's student, and who was the first person who used the hidden marker model for speech recognition, and founded the Dragon. He was the chairman, the CEO of Dragon System. And I was the youngest guy. And so 3 of us wrote this historical perspective for the ACM communications. We summarized what exactly happened over the last 40 years, what mattered. But I can tell you, today, over the just simply 3 years, that paper is already kind of obsolete, out of date. That's how fast, how exciting it is for the field of AI. So the core technology used in AI and other deep learning is really deep neural nets. It's very simple. You pass a bunch of random stuff through this nonlinear combination function. You can actually use backpropagation to find the weight. And then this is a powerful function that can map from one sequence to another. And through massive amount of training data, using backpropagation, you can use this to approximate almost anything. So that is very simple mathematically. There are different kinds of neural nets. Simple forward neural nets like DNN, and the CNN really is a convolutional neural nets that will be position invariant. And the most powerful one is probably recurrent neural nets. You basically take a partial hidden output from the neural nets as a feedback mechanism, to enter this original neural nets, so you can model dynamic behavior like speech and language or video. So those are the three kinds of neural nets broadly used, all under the same framework. There's not really a lot of tricks. The backpropagation is using gradient descent, trying to actually find the optimal parameter set using your objective function you define. So for translation, you want to actually map from English to French or Chinese. For speech recognition, you want to actually really maximize the performance of input as a waveform. Output is your word sequence. So it's fairly straightforward. The power of neural nets is really unlike the old conventional machine learning or AI. You can basically mix everything together through this nonlinear combination. Like we have many Chinese here, right? Like 东北乱炖大杂烩. You can basically mix everything, define your objective function through a massive amount of training data, and you can optimize. And beautifully, you can actually do better than humans through the tuning or heuristics. So many parameters you can really just mix on the feature learning and the parameter learning all seamlessly. So that is the underlying technology. And for Microsoft to reach human parity and transcribing conversational speech, we basically use all the neural nets together. And there are 10 different kinds of neural nets all working together side by side that reach the human parity level in transcribing conversational speech. So it's really a fantastic engineering miracle for us to deliver that. Of course, Microsoft is not just doing research. We want to bring this fascinating technology to the mass market. Cortana is the device that is actually a personal assistant that is broadly used. We have 150 million active users each month. If you measure the personal digital assistant, this is probably one of the most active ones used. It's in front of Windows 10, and it's actually used for iPhone, Android phone, and the upcoming Harman Kardon speaker. This has an amazing audio quality. In addition to the music experience, this can be used as a very high quality conference phone. You can use Skype. You can say, call mom, and you can prepare your dinner and have a chat, just like an executive conference phone you have typically used for business. Now for the home, you not only get a beautiful music experience, fantastic Cortana voice recognition and understanding, you can also actually communicate using speakerphone. This is coming in the fall. So that is the technology of really some of the flagship AI capabilities Microsoft brought together, from speech recognition, speech synthesis, Bing, the Skype, and the Spotify, everything together. So I want to actually share some of the video. You can click that one to show, as a developer, you can expand the Cortana.
AI is not the future anymore. It's here. We can use it.
Hi, Ariel. You have 2 urgent messages. It will take you 2 minutes to complete.
We developers need to follow the stream. We need to develop what people need.
You push a button and publish that skill on Cortana's skill store, and it's boom available. It's phenomenal. Cortana has the kind of reach that no other platform has. Literally billions of devices and users that are leveraging Cortana to do their day-to-day job.
Getting access to 145 million users by partnering with Microsoft, there's nothing more which a small company can't dream about.
Cortana is unique in the way that it's a hybrid platform. You get a visual experience that engages all the senses.
When using both frameworks, you are writing the code once. You can now publish it to many different channels.
Microsoft understands developers and technology. If they're happy building on your platform, they can focus on the things that they're really good at.
So it's very easy to go from an idea to building a Cortana skill very, very quickly.
Voice recognition, natural language processing, this is all on the cutting edge. It's good to be here early learning about it together with our partners.
What really excites me about this partnership is the ability to take this dream and make it a reality.
It's all just new, space that we're all learning and growing in, and Cortana skills will continue to evolve. And I'm really excited to see where it's going to go.
Let's do this.
Okay, so that is really high level, very quick summary of what we are doing to bring AI to the mass market. I want to emphasize Cortana is really one of the fantastic voice assistants. It's probably not as well known as others because we are not in Silicon Valley. But if you have Windows 10, it's actually in front of Windows devices. If you have Android phone, you have iOS, you can also install Cortana apps. So it's actually a personal assistant with the same ID. If whatever you are doing on PC, if you use your iPhone, you have the same experience. The next thing I want to really talk about is how we can democratize AI. Microsoft has this powerful cloud called Azure. So we assembled over 30 AI assets as a web REST API for developers. If you are creating AI-oriented applications, there's nothing better than Microsoft Cognitive Services. We have over 30 APIs, regardless whether it's a speech recognition, and image recognition, face recognition, or emotion recognition. We have all of them. Microsoft assembled over 30 APIs that are ready for you to use today. I want to just highlight a few very unique ones. The one is a Project Prague. Can you actually click that Project Prague on the last column? Gesture. Yeah, there's a video. I want to show you this video. You can have the full screen. That will be awesome, fantastic. So the gesture recognition has been around. When you play Xbox, you have the gesture, right? But gesture is like speech recognition in the 70s. It's all based on the template. Okay, thank you. So why is this exciting? Because this frees you from being tethered to the devices. With voice, gesture combined, ambient computing will be a reality. Voice is very powerful, but the voice is very tough to say, can you move this from here to there, right? You cannot grab stuff. There are 5 different colors, different balls. Which one you want to grab? So with the combination of voice and gesture, we have a powerful multimodal interaction that really will bring the next computing wave. That is, I believe, is going to be ambient computing. Computing will be invisible. It's hard to imagine. Everyone needs to pull out the phone, using your finger to just move things around. That's so yesterday. Yes, Microsoft missed that wave on the mobile devices. iPhone is the king. Great. But on AI, on the natural user interface, with a combination of speech, gesture, computer vision, we believe we can enable people absolutely have more natural engagement and free people from being tethered to the device. So computing will be embedded in the environment, will be invisible. That's how exciting this is going to be. So the next one I want to share with you is really something even more exciting. You can really customize our speech technology for your own domain, for your own accent. Can we play the video?
So think about this. How often are you alive when the dawn of a new medium comes out? Starship Commander is a choose-your-own-adventure VR narrative that uses natural language processing, so you can actually have a real conversation with the characters.
What's my mission?
Must be something pretty important.
We're a science fiction game. We come up with new words. No off-the-shelf software could let us put in custom words.
Who are the Acmeans?
We started using Microsoft Cognitive Services to power the backend. Once we plugged custom speech service into Starship Commander, I had tears in my eyes when I was playing it because it's like, oh my god, this is it. This is the experience we want.
Open the hatch.
You can essentially put your script in there and it knows, oh, these are the ways that people are going to talk. And these are the phrases that they're going to say. And then the second thing was the intent detection. With Lewis, you basically give it a couple statements. You crunch it, you start typing in your own statements, and it's shockingly scary how good it picks up even stuff that you didn't put in there. There's a wide open playing field. No one's written the rules yet. I've never seen an opportunity like this.
So this is just one of many examples. With Microsoft Cognitive Services, you're able to customize whether it's a speech recognition, language understanding, or gesture. You know, gesture has been around for many years. But the gesture technology, for most of the solution, is based on only template. So if you have this gesture, you create this template. Very much like a speech recognition in the 70s. Every word is a template. So you have to collect a lot of training data to build a template for your gesture recognition. Microsoft redefined gesture with a vocabulary, like speech recognition today. If you have a new word, you just need to know the pronunciation of the word. So the basic unit is a phoneme, not a word anymore. So speech recognition shifted from that template-based speech recognition, which is word-based, to phonetic speech recognition that can be specified by a dictionary. And the gesture with Microsoft Prague, you have the pose movement. You can define your own gesture without going back to collect a lot of data for the template. So we modernize gesture in the same way the speech community modernized voice recognition. That's why exciting. Whatever gesture you want to have, as a developer, you can specify your own vocabulary for the gesture. And then with Microsoft Prague and the cognitive services, it's ready to go. So we are really serious about enable next generation computing through AI. We believe that speech and gesture combined will really give you this powerful multimodal interaction that will free you from being tethered to the devices. The next exciting one is speech-to-speech translation. We have actually a very powerful PowerPoint plugin we announced just last week. You can actually, when you actually give a talk like this with Microsoft PowerPoint, there's a plugin. You can have live subtitles. Not only you have that live subtitles, you also have the ability to translate your subtitle from one language into 60 languages. So I cannot put 60 language subtitles here because my screen is too small. That's not a problem. You have your mobile devices. You can install Microsoft Translator, join the conversation, and then you can have everything translated into your own language. If you are French, my English will be translated into French on your mobile devices. So this is the demo I want to show you next. With the presentation translator, you can download from Microsoft, plug it into your PowerPoint. You can really go back. When you give a lecture, you can bring your closed captionist with you. So you always have the subtitle. This is not only going to help the hearing impaired people for accessibility reason. You're really going to make yourself like a senior executive. When you give a presentation, you have subtitle going with you. With Microsoft Translator, you can join the lecture I have here, and my subtitle content will be translated into your device in Russian. So we support 100 people participating in one lecture in 60 languages. So really, this is a serious Microsoft effort to break the language barrier that will enhance productivity with Office customers. The only constraint is if you're Mac users, sorry, and this only works on PC. A lot of people talk about the translation. Like in the Economist summary of the last 40 years, major progress, they mentioned that Microsoft reached human parity on speech recognition. They talked about Apple launched the Siri. They talked about Google introduced the neural translation. This is all fantastic. And I just want to really share with you, Microsoft launched Google Translation like services at the same time. So this is the benchmark we have done between Chinese and English. I know this is related to China VC. So I want to just bring the quality benchmark here for you to take a look at seriously between Microsoft and Google on the translation quality. So this was benchmarked with humans. The higher, the better. Google outperformed Microsoft for a long time, but not with a substantial margin. Google is actually the red line. The higher, the better. Microsoft is the blue line. So you can see there's a huge performance improvement around May last year, right? That's because of the deep neural translation. Before that, it was all based on statistical model using Ngram. And we used the sequence-to-sequence LSTM language model. And that gave a huge performance improvement. That got the economists talk about the neural translation breakthrough. As a matter of fact, actually, it's just amazing. Microsoft and Google launched the neural translation at the same time. So we benchmarked that quality. As you can see, the blue is slightly better than the red line. So with a PowerPoint plugin, with simultaneous 60 language being translated for the lecture, I hope that for enterprise, if you have international audience for the university lecture room, this will be actually broadly adopted. And of course, this is also used in Skype. We have Skype translation we have been using for a long time. So not only Skype, PowerPoint, the whole Office 365 will be enabled with AI. That's just a key point. We are going to break the language barrier. So all these things is done enabled by Microsoft CNTK. Once again, in Silicon Valley, there's a famous company called Google. They have the TensorFlow that is used to create an AI model. Microsoft has the CNTK that is used to enable 80% of Microsoft internal AI workloads. And this is also in GitHub, open source. So if you just wonder why I have not heard about the CNTK, because it's a Cinderella. It's just a beautiful insight, not well marketed at the open source community. But internally, as I said, 80% of Microsoft's AI workloads, from HoloLens to Bing to speech to Cortana, everything runs on CNTK. And this is open source you can use. And Hong Kong Baptist University did a benchmark across a wide range of tasks, across a wide range of deep learning frameworks. And I want just actually you to take a look at the last one, LSTM. This is the recurrent neural nets that's broadly used in translation, speech, language. CNTK originally was, a tool used in my speech research group. It was so powerful, we decided to share this with the rest of the company. So now, whether it's a computer vision or translation or everything, you can actually see the power. So, and the last column, there's a GPU benchmark. The smaller the number, the better, okay? I don't know if that's readable. So there's a cafe which cannot deal with LSTM at that time. And the CNTK 0.017. So the second fastest deep learning toolkit is probably TensorFlow, about 6 times slower than CNTK on that benchmark. So if you are serious about really deal with AI workloads, you want to have efficient training, there's no better tool than CNTK. So I didn't do this, okay? This is from the public benchmark by professors in China, in Hong Kong. Then our friend, the CEO of NVIDIA, did speak at the GTC conference. He used the 3 fastest benchmark tools in his keynote this year. And the smaller the bar, the faster. He's, of course, trying to play a fair game, not to highlight the CNTK is the fastest among the industry, right? But you can see he used MXNet, CNTK, and the Cafe 2. The smaller the bar, the better. He was using this chart to highlight the Volta GPU is substantially better than Pascal. Of course, NVIDIA is very innovative. Every year they will bring fantastic new GPU to the market. But just you can actually infer everything without what he talked about the CNTK, or without really worrying about the speed difference between Volta and Pascal. But the smaller the bar, the better. You can compare yourself, the CNTK bar versus Cafe versus MXNet, with the fastest Volta, the last one. So I actually added 2 points, just one to make the point here. Hong Kong Baptist University professors did a benchmark across all of them. They found CNTK is about at least 6 times faster than the second fastest deep learning toolkit. Our friend in NVIDIA did a benchmark to highlight how fast Volta is by comparing across 3 fastest tools he talked about. You can make a decision yourself. Okay. CNTK version 1 was a training toolkit we used in the speech group. We decided to open source that to share with the public. We thought that fantastic speed advantage would be very helpful to everyone working on AI. Because if you're really working on production quality AI solution, how to train the model is very, very challenging. Cortana model training, for example, on speech, typically took a month or 2. So if you can really improve that by a factor of 3 or 4, your productivity is just amazing. So we released the version 1. We shared that tool with the public, and people loved that, but they complained it wasn't easy to use because it wasn't. It was really designed for the speech scientists. So we just released the CNTK 2.0. We added Python support. We added Keras support. So the ease of use problem is partially addressed because now you can use the Python interface with CNTK, and there's also high-level interface Keras that you can just program with the Keras high-level API. Below Keras, you can use the TensorFlow, Theanos, or CNTK. So you can easily switch. Immediately, people notice when they use the TensorFlow, they switch to CNTK. They observe like a factor of 3 speed up on what they do. So that's just very good to share with all of you. If you want, or if you care about productivity, you think speed is important, you should actually take a close look at the CNTK. So it's a very exciting time. It's just unbelievable in the human history. You witnesses the agricultural revolution, industrial revolution, and information technology, IT revolution. Now is the best time. For AI, we're going to amplify almost everything. And humans and the computer AI will work together, will change our life. And this is just, there's no better time for AI. Thank you.
Silicon Valley Future Forum.